A heated exchange took place in the Senate a couple of days ago. Maybe more than a couple, maybe a few days ago. A heated exchange took place in the Senate between a Republican senator and the, to my understanding, president of the Teamsters Union. And I want to play some of this exchange, and this is just going to be purely entertaining for everybody to watch. So here is Senator Scumbag and Teamsters President SOB, Sean O'Brien, just, exchanging words. Let's watch.
Union pipe fitters decided they were going to come after us. They would show up at my house. They'd be leaning up against my trucks. I'm not afraid of a physical confrontation. In fact, sometimes I look forward to it. When that didn't work, they started picketing our job site, saying, shame on Mullen. Shame on Mullen. For what? For what? Because we were paying higher wages? Because we had better benefits and we wasn't requiring them to pay your guys' exorbitant salaries? You talk about CEOs that are making all this money? And what do you make, Mr. O'Brien?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah, I know what you make, because in 2019, your salary was, what is this, $193,000? I'm sure you got some pay raises since then?
Yeah, when I was a
And the average UPS driver, the feeder driver, makes $35,000 a year? And what do you bring?
That's inaccurate.
Hold on a second.
That's inaccurate. State facts.
I've got it right here.
State facts. That's inaccurate.
The average UPS feeder driver makes $35,000. If you don't know your facts, then maybe you should.
I know them because I negotiate the contract.
So I say one thing to you. What do you bring for that salary?
What do I bring?
Yeah. What job have you committed, or have you started? What job have you created? One job, other than sucking the paycheck out of somebody else that you want to say that you're trying to provide because you're forcing them to pay dues?
No, we don't force them.
So hold the phone here for a second, because this is when it gets good. So Senator Scumbag from Oklahoma is basically just crying that unionized workers were upset at his anti-union propaganda and union busting. Now, again, they always claim, oh, we'll give you more money. We'll give you more money without the unions. But they never do. It's always made up. That's why unions exist. If unions didn't need to be there and workers were just CEOs were just benevolent to their workers, there would be no reason to have unions. That's why unions exist, because workers and CEOs are directly opposed. And unions step in similar to lawyers, right? They step in to help people out in ways that they are not necessarily well educated in. Not every person who has any job ever should be an expert in negotiation, for example, and they should be able to work for a comfortable wage without getting taken advantage of or lied to by a boss, okay? So that is why unions exist. So let's continue.
You're trying to provide because you're forcing them to pay dues.
No, we don't force them.
Senator, you've asked the question.
You're out of line.
Let him answer the question.
So now it's a three-way, everybody. Now, Bernard, we all love him. We worship Bernard on this show. One of these days, I got to get Bernie on here. If anyone knows how to make that happen, let me know. But Bernard weighs in, everybody. So now it's a three-way. Let's jump in.
Somebody else that you want to say that you're trying to provide because you're forcing them to pay dues.
No, we don't force them.
Senator, you've asked the question. You're out of line. Let him answer the question.
Actually, I haven't. And don't tell me I'm out of line.
You are out of line.
Don't tell me I'm out of line.
Well, you frame.
Don't tell me.
You frame the statement.
Okay, I just want to say, look at this guy. Look at this guy here. So look at this guy.
Don't tell me I'm out of line.
Well, you frame.
Don't tell me
Look at this guy. This guy is like, whoa, I got a front row seat. Like, look at this guy. I mean, this is all of us right now in reaction to this. This guy is speaking for everybody without saying a word.
You frame the statement.
Shut your mouth, because you don't know what you're talking about.
You're going to tell me to shut my mouth?
Yes, I did.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Tough guy. I'm not afraid of physical.
Senator, hold it.
But don't sit there and tell me I'm out of line.
Senator.
All right, so Bernie's got to take his mask off. Why is Bernie taking his mask off? Nobody knows, but he's doing it anyway.
You made a statement. You asked the question.
I didn't ask a question.
You did it.
I answered the question.
You asked the question. About how
Well, it was
much money?
rhetorical.
Let him answer.
It was a rhetorical
Well,
question.
you may think it's rhetorical.
It was
Sounded to me
rhetorical.
like a question. Let him answer the question.
I'm not yielding my time to him. So if you're going to let me keep my time, that's fine.
You'll have your time. Let him. You ask
Your
a question. He has a right to answer that.
As far as my salary goes, my salary, if you follow me around, I actually look at this building. I bet you I work more hours than you do. Twice as many hours.
That's impossible. But
no, that's true.
Sir, you don't know what hard work is. You want to follow my schedule?
Secondly, I'll do it in a minute. We hold greedy CEOs like yourself accountable.
You call me a greedy CEO?
Oh, yeah, you are. You want to attack my salary, I'll attack yours. What did you make? What did you make when you owned your company?
When I made my company, I kept my salary down at about $50,000 a year because I invested every penny into it.
Okay.
So, again, what does that mean he invested every penny into it? That means he did not pay himself a large salary because the money that he would have paid for a salary went into things like stock buybacks, went into things like hiring lawyers to screw over their workers, so that when he could leave his company and become a senator, he could take a gigantic multi-million-dollar payout. But let's keep going.
All right. You mean you hid money?
No, I didn't hide. Oh, hold on a second.
Okay, go ahead.
He said that's out of line. You said I was out of line.
We're even.
We're not even. We're not even close to being even.
So anyway, there's a little bit of a highlight there. I don't know much about, the Teamsters president, SOB. Not very knowledgeable on this fella. But as you can see, I believe that this fella back here is speaking for us all when we are very entertained by this. So I enjoyed this exchange. And, you can find the longer clip if you want to look it up. It's 3 minutes. 3 minutes is enough. But I think it's hilarious when a rich boy trust fund baby cocksucker senator is trying to tell a union president that the union president is the one who's overpaid. Not the CEO who takes multi-million-dollar payouts after screwing over his entire workforce to run for a shitty fucking Senate campaign. But it's the other guy. So anyway, I thought that was entertaining. And I hope to see more of it. Pretty funny. There you go.